I wanted to go on the 7303 preparing to teach in the lifelong learning sector, because I've always been interested in sort of like teaching other people, sort of like either from life experience or from qualifications that I was trying to attain at the time. And having that 7303 would enable me to do that in a future work placement, in a job. It would show me different teaching skills and different teaching methods, and sort of like recognising sort of like someone who's able to sort of like read and write, or someone who has dyslexia or possible mental health issues or what other issues they have. It was a really good course to do.
What did you think when Jackie first kind of burst in on the scene, and what she said, what she was going to do with the course? How did that inspire you, in a sense? We know a lot of reasons why you did the course, but really, how did Jackie really inspire you to move forward with the course?
It was her enthusiasm, sort of like we were one of the first groups that are actually doing the course. We felt sort of like we'd be failing Jackie if sort of like we got on the course and then sort of like took the mick out of it and all of us failed. We all worked together and encouraged each other, and sort of like if one person didn't understand sort of like the way the question was phrased or asked, and sort of like other people would jump in and phrase it another way. Because yes, Jackie done it all in the teaching environment, but when we were back in our cells, if one of us didn't understand or sort of like had a query, then a couple of us could give different answers to that question, and that would help the person out.
And what did you think about Jackie's way of teaching?
Jackie's way of teaching was excellent. And sort of like I learnt so much, and sort of like she was so bubbly, sort of like so into the course that it affected the other students, and we all moved forward together at the same pace. The fact that she can talk the hind leg off a donkey. So
But also, I mean, some people say that with her multi-sensory approach as well, teaching people to write with soap, using sand, paper, many different ways. How did you feel? Was that real, or did you actually think, well,
a few of us sort of like looked at each other, sort of like thought sort of like she's taking the mickey out. But it's only sort of like watching sort of like other people that sort of like that I've got no problem reading and writing, sort of like, but other people that sort of like say had mild dyslexia or brain injury or something like that, seeing them sort of like the way they were able to sort of like progress through the course because of this, it was just another teaching style that you took on board and you use at various stages if you're teaching someone else. Sort of like any teaching style that you can take on board only makes it better for the next student that you're going to teach.
And do you think that, and I know you spent an awful lot of time, all you students did, and a lot of your own personal time, do you think that was worthwhile?
Yeah, it was definitely worthwhile, because I've able to sort of like get this job that I'm doing. Everybody else that has managed to do the course, as far as I'm aware, managed to stay out of prison, get themselves jobs, or go to college or university, and are able to, or are progressing their lives, rather than reverting back to crime and doing criminality or causing grief for other people, or antisocial behaviour, or selling drugs, or whatever.
What would you like to say to the people out there about what Jackie does, and maybe that we need to be taking this forward, not just in prisons, in schools as well? So, really want to know to say to the public or people that are interested, why should we pay into Jackie to take this forward?
By getting Jackie to do this, with Jackie being able to sort of like take on various staffs, not only to take it into schools but also prisons, it's the fact that Jackie it wasn't once I finished the course and moved to another prison, it was the fact that Jackie sort of like kept in constant contact. It was the aftercare, the support and everything like that that helped everybody move on. It wasn't sort of like once you leave prison, sort of like bang, sort of like the shutters are closed. Jackie carried it on afterwards. It was always a phone call to make sure that you're all right, asking whether it was all right to use the photos that she'd taken in prison for her presentations and stuff like that. It was the care afterwards. A lot of people, when they leave prison, feel that sort of like the shutters are closed, they're getting no help outside, but all the help is on the inside, which is wrong. There should be some aftercare and everything like that. I have people coming to me who they've left prison and the resettlement team have said, right, we've arranged accommodation for you, go to this address, and when they turn up, all I can do is offer an interview. I have no accommodation for them.
So you feel, you know, what you've done in the prison, we know that it works, or you know,
it definitely works.
But also that it's important to have the follow-up outside, is maybe somebody to meet and greet you and still continue the support that you were given in the prison.
That's yeah, because sort of like once you leave prison, as I said, the shutters are pulled down and no one is there to sort of like look forward or look after you, or even to say sort of like, how are you doing, mate? And that makes all the difference. Sort of like if you're living on the streets, compared to sort of like if someone has actually made the effort inside prison and actually secured your housing and are able to sort of like either write a letter, give you a phone call or whatever, it's the aftercare that is more important than sort of like when you leave prison. Because a lot of people will re-offend just to go back into prison because they've got a bed, their food's found, sort of like they're warm, got a roof over their head, and they get the odd pennies for when they get the job.
So if I could ask you in one sentence what you could say about Jackie and the work with you, what would you say?
The work that Jackie does is phenomenal. I wish that she could have the funding to push this forward, not only in prisons but also in schools. So you've got ex-offenders who have come out of prison, managed to stay clear for a couple of years, no crimes or anything like that, and then they'd be able to go into the schools and speak about their life experiences and stuff like that, and hopefully prevent other people going into prison.
I've seen many prisoners come and go, and many different teaching methods or ideas that people want to bring into the prison, and it's all fun, and then they disappear and the prisoners are left there saying, what was the point in that? But seeing the work now that's going on outside the prison with Phil and Jinx and Colin, how they're now taking that forward, not just into their own lives, but they're inspiring other people as well. And I know this because we get a lot of contact now from people that Colin and Phil has spoken to, and we're actually now being invited into their lives to help and support them in what they do as well. And I'm very proud to say that it is working, and with Phil and the others, you know, I'd like to see more of that. I'd like to think that society are just not giving up on them because they're thick, they're stupid, they're ex-prisoners, they're drug takers, they're alcohol. They're there, their lives have actually come to that stage, and I don't think we should give up on any of them. Difficult in today's society with money and how people feel, but the only way that we're going to stop people going in and out of prison all the time is to give that support in the prison, helping these people to learn to read and write. And not to teach them, it's about them learning the way that they're comfortable in. I know that myself, working with Jackie, she has now helped me to learn, for me to learn. I'm dyslexic, but I just thought it was thick and stupid. But Jackie taught me different. So it's not just prisoners that are getting something out of this. I myself at 54, dyslexic, and getting the support. And I know from other prison officers in the prison how they felt about what Jackie did, and how she came into people's lives and brightened it up. And actually every time she came in, we learned something different, not just about dyslexia, but how to be healthy. And being healthy can actually help dyslexics to be more settled, to be more open to learn.